It's so good.
I'm gonna quit Hobby Lobby. I'm done.
Howdy roundabout, all you shaggy goose egg boys, and welcome to Al Pacino's Prison Family, where you don't turn your back on family. Yeah. And you know why that is?
Because family.
Because family. Well,
can you guess what movie we're talking about today with all those family references?
Hey, there are like 10 different things that this could be.
Yeah, 10. As in there.
Kyle, speak up. They can't hear you.
Fasten your seatbelts, everybody.
Somebody's breath smells like That
might be mine.
Oh my god.
Who is it? Is it mine?
It's mine.
Oh.
Well, you did eat that magnesium.
Or it might have been my fart.
You did not, though. That's why.
I drank magnesium and like some kind of thistle tea.
Poop.
I can't poop. I'm incredibly constipated in this episode.
Or he's like Kim Jong-un.
Why'd you have to go and make me so
constipated? I'm talking really close to the mic.
You are peeking it so hard.
I sit and I strain and I wait and I stress and I push and I feel the pain.
Are you making that up? Or?
No. I'm not creative.
Hey, you know who else is constipated?
Hey.
Don't touch me with your constipated hands.
Luke Hobbs is constipated. That's why he has so many muscles. His muscles aren't muscles, it's poop.
Dude, every extreme close-up of him is like more sweat on his face.
Yo, have y'all seen that movie? It's the parody. Hold on. Is it Super Racer? Super Fast? Super Fast.
Dude, just fucking double tap it.
It's too late. I accidentally...
This man said, okay, I got the longest URL known to man. I'm going to backspace the entire thing.
I tried and it didn't work. Anyway, there's a movie called Super Fast.
Ooh, I need to piss and shit.
There you go. There's a movie called Super Fast. And it's a parody of the Fast and Furious series. So it's like 20 movies in one. But Dwayne Johnson is in it. Well, not him. But
what?
There's a guy who is parodying Luke Hobbs. And every time he's on screen, he goes, character name, get me more baby oil. And he downs a whole bottle on his arms.
That's funny.
What movie are we doing?
Fast Five.
Fast Five. We skipped the first 3 and the 6.5.
You mean the fourth one.
Huh?
I think you mean
No, because 3 is not 3.
You're right.
Oh,
because it's after
3 is 7.5.
Because I was confused.
6.5.
Because I forgot. I remembered that Han died.
Yeah,
but he died in the third movie. Spoilers. He died in the third movie. But the third movie happens after the fifth movie.
No, the sixth movie happens after the sixth movie.
Right, so it happens after the fifth movie.
I am not saying you were wrong. I'm just being more accurate.
Ooh, he got you there.
You can come closer.
Nice.
But I can't lean on anything.
Anyway, it happens after the events of Fast Five, which is why Han is in this one.
Yeah. And for all you people out there, he does get with Gal Gadot at the end, which means he is in fact not Han Solo.
Hey, thank you for stealing my thunder.
Wait, what? Because he's no longer...
Yeah.
Well, then that would mean that Han Solo isn't Han Solo because he gets with...
No, because if you saw the dumbass Star Wars movie Solo, this man got his last name because he was at the Imperial checkout and he goes, "Oh, my name's Han." And he goes, "What's your family name?" He goes, "I don't have any family." And the checkout officer goes, "Ah, so you're Han Solo." And he says, "I'm keeping that now." I hate that movie. I don't know why people think that movie is a good movie. It's too dark to see anything.
Who are you?
The plot is fucking
Rey.
stupid.
Ray Skywalker. Ray Solo.
Emilia Clarke is
Earhart.
like the dumbest addition to Star Wars canon I've ever. She's a great actress. Her character completely pointless in there.
What about Woody Harrelson? Is he not in the movie?
Yeah, Woody Harrelson's in there. He's all right.
Yo,
like
Paul Bettany, come on now.
Paul Bettany was good in it, but the entire shouldn't have been in
was
there.
in it.
Yeah, he was
shouldn't have been in
I
it.
haven't
Doesn't
seen
make any
Solo.
sense connected to Rebels at all, which had already aired.
Well, I haven't
that
seen
point.
Rebels, so don't spoil it.
Season 3 of Rebels had already aired by the point Solo came out, if I'm not mistaken. But even if it didn't, everybody
Rebels
Lucas
is pretty good. You haven't finished it though, so
Yeah, but I'm on season 4. But the Binary Sunset episode was really good. That's in season 3.
Yo, when they go to Lyra San or whatever, Lyra San, right?
What?
The Lasats, right?
Yeah.
Zeb finds the 2 old people and they take him to Lyra San.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was good.
Yeah. I honest to God forgot about that. Well,
Really?
I also haven't watched the show in like months at this point. There you go. He did it this time. He did the triple click or the double click.
It's like this one, and there's like a really cool shot where it's like super wide, but the music is awesome in this.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the last.
All right. So let's stop talking.
Fast
about
Five.
Star Wars.
Fast Five.
Yeah.
Fast Five.
Getting off trick. Okay. Let's start with because Chris has a hot take. Jake, did you like this movie?
We have to do the recap first.
No. Let's say if you like the movie first.
I like the movie. Well, here's the thing. This is one of those ones that's like Transformers, where it's not good.
Yeah,
it's obviously not.
That's
good.
how I feel.
But for some reason, I just fucking love them.
I enjoyed the movie. As far as the plot, I still am kind of confused.
But did you watch the other ones?
No.
Okay, well then
No,
there's your problem.
but I did read the synopsis on the others, so I was okay.
Yeah, I watched all of them except for Tokyo Drift because I knew that it didn't take place in the timeline, and I was kind of on like a crunch for time, and I said, "Nah, skip."
Yeah. At what point does Dom and Brian become buddies? Is it
The first
movie? Okay.
The first one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he's not in the second one.
Is he still a cop in the first one?
No,
Or-
well, he's a
cop in the first one. And
okay, when does he become not a cop?
He becomes
end
not
of
a
it.
cop at the end of the fourth one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because he breaks Dom out of jail, and like it's like
Which also happens in this one.
it cuts to black, like when they're going on the bus scene that the movie opens on. That's like a direct continuation of that movie. So he basically, honestly, he pretty much becomes not a cop in the fifth one.
Right.
So
Well, he really kind of becomes. He is still technically a cop, but the first one, I mean, already he's
yeah. Well, he was a normal cop, if I'm not mistaken, in the first and maybe the second one,
yeah.
and then he becomes an FBI agent in the fourth one.
Well, the
And
first
it's almost like a soft reset of that universe too.
it is because the first two
Very
mean
are
yeah.
very different.
Well,
from
it
the
was
the
titled
first three.
Fast and Furious,
I
not
guess.
Fast 4 or
Yeah.
whatever.
The first three, I guess, would be the ones that are really Fast and Furious because it really is about cars.
Yeah, and street
And like the
racing specifically.
right, but
yeah.
then once you go beyond that, it becomes more about action, adventure, crime, drama,
and
thriller.
seeing F9 like really ruined this, like, because I was not able to get my hands without paying on 6, 7, or 8, just because no streaming service
Right.
like had that available.
That's why you pirated it.
No, but seeing F9 really ruined like going through this series for me because I was so goddamn confused about what was going on because I seen where everyone ends up, and I know Paul Walker dies, but it's like, goddamn it. But it's like I see where everybody ends up, and I'm like, wait, Letty's dead. What?
But then she's not, and then she is again.
yeah, I'm like, I don't like.
Oh, okay, yeah. Winnie was, is she the one that was Dominic's, Dom's lover?
Who's Dominic?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Dominic the donkey.
I've been reading way too much of the Wikipedia.
What?
Dom's lover apparently like dies before 5, and that's why
It's in the
the
fourth
mid
one.
credit scene it says, "Do you believe in ghosts?" Because that's her.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so that leads into 6.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, well, I see. Again, I love all of them. The first two are, I think,
Are all
probably
the other
best,
movies a
just 'cause
heist movie? Because this was a heist movie.
Basically,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't expect it to be a heist movie.
Dude, the final heist, that shit.
And this,
That was cool.
hey, which came out first though? Pirates of the Caribbean or this one?
Which pirates?
Is it the fifth one?
Are you talking about where they dragged the safe through? Oh, that one came out much later.
Later?
Pirates 5 came out.
Was it Pirates 5?
Yeah, it was Dead Man Tell No Tales. That came out when I was in high school, I believe, and this movie came out in
2017.
The first half of the movie, I was kind of annoyed by it.
Oh, actually,
like the second half
of this movie,
yeah. By the end, I was like, okay.
Well, I think part of that is that like you just hadn't seen the other ones.
Yeah, that was probably part of it.
Because you didn't know who Vince was.
Yeah,
you didn't know like why he.
I did
was
fall
such
in
a
love
big
with
deal.
Dom's character.
Oh, dude, Dom is fantastic.
And
dude, his cheeky ass smile out of nowhere, he just turns and he just.
And Claire.
For those of you who can't see, I'm doing Dom's smile. Goes,
what was that thing you said about like Dom's every line?
Oh, well, like, I've never seen any of these, so, like, no context. But, like, it seemed like every time Dom had a line, it was just, like, pause, and then it's just, like, camera on him, and then it's, like, some kind of one-liner that's, like, setting up the next scene.
Yeah.
But, like, that, but, like, I don't even know.
Like,
it's
every
like,
line's
it's so good, though. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's like, what are we going to do? It's like,
the scene ends and he's like, I'm going for ice cream.
yeah.
And then the next scene they're at the ice cream and that's where the next plot point happens.
I used to live my life a quarter pint at a time.
Ice cream.
I don't want to do this recap.
Yeah.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
You got to do it.
You gotta
let's
do
go. Okay.
All right, recap time. Now 20 minutes later.
All right, Fast Five starts with Dom in.
I meant to say, because this is Fast and Furious, you have to say it as furiously and as fastly as you possibly can.
Okay.
Fast.
Hey,
Yeah.
right before I get into this, I also want to say I found out that there is an alternative title to this movie. It's called Fast and Furious Rio Heist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's an official alternative title.
I'm glad they didn't
yeah.
choose that
Yeah,
because that's a little on the nose.
right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fast Five starts out with Dom in a prison bus. That's not very fast, but it's furious. And
if you're angry at me, is that what you're gonna sound like?
I'm pretty sure
Kyle,
getting it. I'm pretty sure.
I wish you would stop mentioning.
Yes, that is
Never
what he
mind.
sounds like.
what were you thinking?
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty
I had
sure
to
that
mouth
was.
in the words.
I'm pretty sure that was audible.
I hope to God not nipple.
All right.
Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right. Hang on.
What you should do is we should edit the beginning of Holes over the beginning of this instead of the beginning of this, or vice versa. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fast Five starts out with Dom in a prison bus, and his buddies from the other movies come to rescue him, and they do because Paul Walker stops his car in front of a bus, and instead of the bus trampling the car, the bus trips over the car, and no one dies like real life. And we fast forward, and and they escape to Rio de Janeiro, where the rest of the movie takes place. And during that time, Brian and Mia, for those of you who don't know, is Dom's sister, and Brian is Dom's brother that he never had, and they go to this.
Yes.
Is it because I sent a text?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, Dom and Mia are at like this place that they know of this guy. His name's Vincent. Also, where does he play in the? I almost said Final Fantasy, the Fast and Furious.
Vincent is from the first
Vince.
movie.
And
Paul Walker and him didn't get along at first.
So Vince has been with Dom for a long ass time.
Okay,
basically.
it seemed like
he's
it.
basically the first other guy that existed.
Okay. Anyway, Dom and Mia go over to his place and they chill for a bit. And Mia tells Vincent's wife that she's preggers and hasn't told Brian yet. And Vincent tells both him and Mia, "Hey, I got a job for you guys, and you look like you can use some money. You got to go steal some high-end cars. Okay, we'll do it." So they go and do it, and it's like this. They're stealing these like sports cars from this train. And they're like hijacking the train. Nobody knows they're on the train, and they're like, stealing cars and shit. And then all of a sudden, Dom busts in, and he's like, "Hey guys!"
Correction. Dom kind of just appears.
Yeah, he kind of just appears, and
he gives that cheeky little.
Yeah, you can't.
For those
see
of you who
it.
can't see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but Dom's like, "Hey, family," and they're like, "Dom, we love you." Yeah, these guys are about to double cross you because they're not good people. In sight, they do. And so Mia and Brian take off with the sports cars, and then the guys that were helping them tries to beat up Dom. Dom beats them up. He takes a car, and so they go meet at a safe house, and they meet up with Vincent, and they're all like, "What the fuck, Vincent?" And what?
And they're like,
Yeah,
family.
Yeah, they're like, "What the fuck, Vincent?" And Vincent's like, "Hey, I didn't know that they were bad people. Turns out those people work for this guy named Hernan Rees. Is it Rees?
Holy shit! You watched the movie, Chris? It's Reyes.
Reyes. I forgot. Yeah,
That's some racist
I forgot.
shit right there. Rees.
Reyes. Anyway,
I wonder if he has pieces.
Anyway, so the main villain,
Reese's Pieces.
All right. Anyway, so the main antagonist of this movie is the guy that those henchmen were working for. He's like this, Rio corrupt businessman who like does corrupt stuff, whatever. And they're like, "Oh, what was he after?" Well, they seem like they were really after this car that we were trying to steal from him. Let's see what's inside it. Oh, this has information for a safe that he has that has $100 million, and they're like, "Oh, we could use $100 million. Let's go break into it because we're those kinds of people. Hey, let's call up our team." And so they call up their team. What?
They needed the money.
They need the money
specifically to get the law off their ass.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah,
because they're all fugitives.
Because they're fugitives and
They
they're on
want
their
out.
ass. And who is on their ass? And who else would you want more on your ass than Dwayne "The Rock"
TJ?
Johnson? Because they're Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is in this movie, and he's a secondary bad guy. He's the diplomatic security service guy. That's what he works for. He's not FBI. He's just kind of like the FBI if like you can mess with other countries' businesses, and so that's kind of what he does. And he's not really there for justice or anything. He's like, "I just take down whoever shows up on my desk," because he's all manly and shit and sweats every time you see him. And
he's the ultimate bureaucrat.
yeah, he's the ultimate bureaucrat, whatever that shit means. And I don't know big words.
Ultimate?
And he
Bureaucrat?
and he
Sweaty?
Hobbs
Dwayne?
asks for the help
Rock?
of this local officer
Me?
in Rio named Elena, and they're like, "Why do you want her?" "I like her
Yelena.
smile."
She
That
was
was.
in Black
Can
Widow.
you shut the fuck up?
Yolena, you're such a poser.
He asked for this
God, I
local
can't wait for
officer
that
in
to
Rio
come
de
out.
Janeiro. Her name is Elena, and they're like, "Why do you want her?" "Oh, because I like her smile." And so, anyway, we go back to the main Fast and Furious team. We got everybody here. We got Han, Roman, Tej, Gazelle. I'm reading these names off the Wikipedia. All the guys that you know, the ensemble cast that you know from the other Fast and Furious
And
movies,
the
which I
women.
totally watch.
And the women.
And the women, Gal Gadot.
And Han Solo.
Anyway, so they kind of do a whole Ocean's 11 thing where they like snoop out the headquarters of Reyes, and they get the handprint on from Reyes himself because he touches Gal Gadot's booty, and so they just take the handprint from that, and
She was really skinny in that.
yeah.
Because, like, I've only really seen her like in Wonder Woman, like in that role.
And she's a Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but she's like all toned
Anyway,
and shit. Yeah, sorry,
we can
go
talk
ahead.
about that later. They do all this prep. They get the handprint, and they basically buy the same model of the safe that they have, so they can practice, like how they're going to break into it and shit. But that also comes back in later that they have that, and they also scope out all the surveillance, and so they basically they prep and everything. They put the surveillance cameras in the garage that they're hiding out in, and they do a really cool thing where they're like, oh, we need to figure out how to make these tight curves. We need a fast car. There's a little segue where Dom and Brian races this guy for a fast car, and it still doesn't work. And they're like, hey, how about we just steal fucking police cars and then for fan service just have a street race out in the middle of the street in police cars, totally risking blowing our cover, and they do it. And so anyway, now they have police cars, and that's how they're going to pull off the heist. And then all of a sudden, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson busts in, and he tries to arrest them. All the ensemble leaves, and they don't get busted, but then Don, Brian, and Mia get yes, do they?
Huh? No, I was high five. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why high five?
You didn't.
It didn't work. Let's just move on.
What's going on?
Absolutely nothing. Please finish.
Is that a
the
crab
recap.
stick?
What?
Is that crab? Can I have some?
You want him to give you crabs?
No. Yes.
Why do they call the game craps? Oh, okay. There it is.
Who's sticking my meat log
There
in his
it is.
mouth.
I don't like it.
You
That's
regret
imitation
it?
crab.
Yeah.
Oh,
Eh,
You can't afford fucking crab, dude.
you reap what you sow. Don't ask for another man's food.
Anyway, this has been a good
Clear
recap so
was a
far.
man.
Anyway, Hobbs busts
am
in.
Am I
And he's
missing something?
Hobbs busts in and
Busted his blood vessel.
Hobbs
his
busts in and they handcuff.
muscles being so big.
They take hostage of the main three, Brian, Mia, and Dom, and then Rock fights Dom for a little bit, and then Dom kind of bests him, and he's like, I'm about to beat the shit out of you, but I can't because my sister told me not to, because I'm not a bad guy like you are, Hobbs. And Hobbs like, you know what? Respect. Fuck you. And so he leaves without arresting him. And so they go on to do the heist and shit. What?
They do get arrested.
They do get arrested?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
it's a
they're in the
huge-
car.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They do get arrested.
I was like, wait.
huge plot
For a
point.
second, I was like, wait, are we at the end?
No, yeah, they get arrested. And then Rock's caravan gets ambushed by a bunch of terrorists or some shit. And they shoot him up. And then the Rock busts out. All his people die.
Yeah, that's
And then
right. That's
Dom
right. And then
is
Dom
like-
saves him.
He's like, uncuff me. And they
Yeah.
uncuff him and they pull up and they go, "Raka-ka-ka-ka,
That's right.
Bah,
Okay,
bah."
so Dom
Blacka,
saves
blacka.
Hobbs. Dom saves Hobbs, and then Hobbs like, okay, respect. I'ma help you hunt down Reyes. Rees from Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
and so they team up and they do the whole heist thing. They steal the safe and
And they're like dragging it.
yeah,
And they're racing with
this is what really got me because okay, so Dom and Brian they each of their cars are hooked to the safe, and so they're driving down the highway with the safe, smashing into shit, smashing into police cars that are chasing them. Like a lot
these
of people
are
die.
dead.
A lot
Yeah,
of people
it's
fucking
fucking
Like a
sick,
massive
isn't it?
2-ton
Yeah.
safe.
But that's the
It's
thing.
crashing.
But they're
into these
Brazilian, so
cars.
they're all bad, right?
My
You thought
aunt
what I
is
said was
Brazilian,
Well,
and
bad. I mean,
like a lot
hey,
of my family.
hey,
Look,
Kyle
all-
didn't make the rules.
I just enforce them. All I'm saying
Family.
is that all Brazilians are Nazis.
Okay, you can't tell, but oh wait, I couldn't tell who you were trying to impersonate.
Just,
till the last time.
Yeah, I'm doing the voice of a certain guy.
See, at first I thought you were doing Trump, but
What?
because he did the face
Trump
and
does not
everything.
say, well, okay.
Wrong.
Rug. I was
Yeah,
gonna say Trump
yeah.
does not sound like this.
Anyway, so
It's not a joke. I'm not kidding.
So Brian and Dom
That's
are
fine.
like driving down
Come
the
on,
highway
man.
with the safe smashing into shit, smashing into
Somebody
the
get
police
this clown
car.
out of
The-
It's
the convertible.
Can you shut up?
What's my name again?
I just shit myself.
That's Chris.
That's no, that's what Chris wishes. Okay. So
Any-
dragging the safe.
Anyway, so they're dragging the safe, smashing the
Dragging
police
these
cars and
nuts.
shit, and then like
Cross off with Deeper Cross face.
it gets to the point to where it's getting kind of dangerous, and they're on a bridge,
Jesus.
and they kind of know that, like, you know, the stakes are really freaking high, and Dom's like, Brian,
Brian.
Dom's like, you're a father now. You gotta take care of your baby, and so
And then he gives that.
he gives that smug, like, family look. And also at some point in this, Vince died.
Oh yeah, this is the part Chris forgot. Oh, well, actually, guys, I forgot it because I said it. Yeah, Vince dies.
Yeah, and the whole thing where, like, they ambush, like, Hobbs like, caravan. Yeah, Vince dies, and that's when Hobbs is like, okay,
Bro, what is this?
Anyway, so we got a final showdown with Dom and Reyes and Reyes, and they basically stand down for a little bit, and it looks like Reyes is about to shoot him, but then Brian shoots him, and like family does for other family, not shoot them, shoot
I was gonna say, what?
shoot for them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Important.
main bad guy dies.
Important. Dom kicks Vince out, and Vince comes back, and Dom says, "There's always room for family."
Yeah.
Important detail.
And he says it exactly like that.
Yeah, he does.
And the
He's trying to
Oh,
sell
there
me
it
a
is.
fucking Toyota
There
or
it
something.
is.
Yeah, that's
There it is.
That's the
Just a
cheeky.
little-
That's
yeah.
the cheeky smile.
yeah, I'm happy our audience can see that. Anyway,
Also, did you mention?
I'm trying to finish
Did you
this
mention
fucking
Letty's
movie.
sister?
Huh?
Letty's sister,
Huh?
right? That's Letty's sister,
Who?
who's wearing the cross thing.
oh yeah, I
That's-
never understood who she was because
That's
I
not
didn't
Letty's
watch the other
sister.
movies.
Who is it?
That's just a fucking like random ass cop.
We'll talk
No, it's
about
not.
this later.
Yeah, but
We're at the
follow
very end
direction.
of the movie. Okay.
Finish your recap.
So anyway, they killed the main bad guy. Hobbs is like, haha, yeah, we did it. Well, you're still criminals, but since you're cool guys, I'll give you a 24-hour head start before we chase you down again. But you gotta leave the safe with all the money right there. And Dom's like, haha, okay. And so he leaves. And then Hobbs opens the safe, and turns out there was no money in the safe. And it goes to a flashback where it shows that they used the empty safe that they use as like a practice safe to switch out with the real safe, as, like, you know, really cool heist movies do. And Hobbs is like, haha, those guys are cool. I want to fucking kill them. And so we get to the end of the movie where we see what all the crew has done with their money. Han and Gal Gadot, you know, smash ass and shit. They're happy together.
yeah, while driving.
While
While
driving.
driving.
Yeah. And you know, Brian, Dom, Mia, and the Rio cop chick falls in love with Dom. They're a thing at the end of the movie. They're family. They're hanging out, and Brian's like, hey, I want to see who's the fastest racer, and Dom's like, all right, you're on. And we never get to see it because it's replaced by the credits at the end.
Yeah. That was the movie. So leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Stout and Saurkraut.
Stout and Saurkraut.
Pause.
That was fast.
Not very furious, however.
All right, guys, what's this movie about?
Family!
Hey, here's the thing. So as you guys know, as you Shaggy Goose Egg comrades know. Oh, sorry. We tend to look at movies and extrapolate a meaning that's hidden under the surface.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this, Kyle and Chris.
Mhm.
What makes a movie effective?
What are you trying to accomplish? Because you could, I can argue for the effectiveness of a movie and its composition.
okay.
Stop pulling that up! I can't concentrate.
All right, let me. Let me ask you this.
I don't want you to like it.
I wasn't fucking
My
going
accent.
to.
Okay.
I just want to fucking see it. No, fuck
But
you.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I know.
I'm joking.
I know. Fuck. As far as effectively telling its meaning, like,
Mhm.
is that part of how a film is effective?
Yeah. So you're asking me. I don't want to look at that. So as far as extrapolating like a meaning from a movie and judging how one does that effectively,
No. If a movie presents a meaning effectively,
mhm,
and that we don't have to extrapolate it.
yeah.
All right, forget this line of questioning.
No,
Basically,
no,
what I'm saying is this movie, I think, effectively presents what it's trying to say.
Yeah, it's kind of this. It's kind of similar to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy in that aspect.
I can't go any closer.
I know, right? That sucks.
Take a screenshot.
Do you see the Spider-Man thing that I sent on Instagram?
No.
It's good.
Oh, the one you sent me of the
Yeah,
girl?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
yeah.
So
That was wild. Chris sent me another one. That was.
Anyway,
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I straight up forgot that we were recording.
I think this movie presents its meaning effectively.
Well, no, like I was saying, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy does the same thing, where it's
Right.
like the meaning of it is on the surface, and that doesn't take away from its profoundness,
Right.
right? Because like the first one's responsibility, second one's choice, third one's forgiveness, right? Very, very clear in the movie, but it's very effective in how it does that.
Right.
It's not subtle in that aspect, but because it's so obvious what it's about, you're able, I think, almost to understand it better.
Because you don't have to work your brain to figure out what it is. You can
Right.
focus on weaving everything together rather
through
than
that lens,
right,
yeah.
rather than trying to figure out what it is and also
And
putting it
take in
together.
everything,
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's not to say that I don't like things that are more subtle,
right. No, of
right.
course.
I mean, obviously, but again, like there's a time and a place for everything, and I think that also applies in movies. You got to know what you're trying to do with your film, and I think the Fast franchise, or at least the ones that I've seen, are pretty good at that. They know what they're trying to be,
and
and
they
they're not
are
hiding the ball.
that.
Yeah, and they're exactly that.
And so, Chris, peeked the microphone, but I think, I mean, yeah, he's absolutely right. Family, and like that's, and it goes beyond, the blood family. It goes
Yeah,
into the
because,
family you create.
Yeah, because Brian, he talks about how he never knew his father.
Yeah.
Right.
And him going into fatherhood,
I never knew my father.
He's afraid
$10.
of not living up to the family that Dom has, which gives him. Dom is basically the father figure of everybody.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
line that he had. I can't remember what it was, but there's a line that he has towards the end of the movie. Yeah, no, it was the one where he tells Vince, "You can stay, but you have to say grace."
Yeah,
That's what
that's
he comes
such
back.
a dad thing to say.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's also super symbolic because at the end of every film, and not this one,
not the second one.
is it not in the second
Dom
one?
isn't in
Well,
the second
Dom's not
one.
in the second one.
Yeah.
Oh well, everyone that Dom's in,
Mhm.
they end basically with a gathering back at the same house,
And not the fourth one.
back at the same house. A lot of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, certainly all of them after this one.
Right.
'Cause
All take place. The ending takes place back at that house
Mhm.
that gets blown up a couple times too.
Yeah.
And they eat dinner or lunch or they have like a barbecue or something. But
Yeah.
there's always like, hey, somebody say grace.
Yeah. I said this movie was about the 5 F's. Freedom, family, fatherhood, Fast 5.
Is Fast 5 too?
Yeah. Because I just thought, well, there are already so many F's.
Oh, okay.
I thought there were only
because there's 5 F's and it's
Right.
Fast 5. But I
But
just
yeah.
thought that was nice.
I
But-
thought
but
there were only
saying-
3 Fs in film. Fight, fucking flee.
You know what?
So-
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
That's
Remember,
much.
that was
That's
the
very much in
JP
this
rule.
movie.
What do you say?
Fight, fucking flee.
I don't
That's
think
like-
you were in that class.
Oh yeah, because I was in screenwriting.
It was.
We can talk about
directing.
That. We can talk
Oh,
about
was
that
it
later.
directing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
not in directing. But yeah, and I think so Vince's storyline specifically in this film was super powerful too, because Chris, and you don't know this, but Vince has always kind of, again, like Kyle said, butt heads with Brian,
Mhm.
and because of that, it creates tension between him and Dom.
Yeah.
And so in this film, Vince comes back, right, and it's like, oh, I didn't know the chip was in it, and basically everyone's like, all right, you got to get out, which is a huge thing because basically Vince is being cast out of the family.
Oh, he had a chip in him.
No,
No, wait.
no, the chip that they pulled that had the information on it,
Yeah.
Vince set up the job, and Vince didn't
Oh.
know all the details of the job.
Yeah. Okay,
So
but he
he-
wasn't like directly in with the
Correct.
villain.
But he messed up big time.
Yeah.
So they cast him out. Not only do they cast him out, but Brian is the one that kind of heads that,
Mhm.
and Dom backs him up.
It did seem it was kind of like a brotherly rivalry in the sense that like who can be Dom's favorite in a way.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were fighting for their place in the group.
Yeah, I mean certainly, and I think a lot of the dynamics, especially that's shown in this one, is a lot of like it shows loyalty, right? And loyalty is not stupidity, right? Because loyalty is negotiated fairly, and I think you see both sides of that where when the loyalty is tested, you say nope. You get out of here, and that's what happens with Vince. But you also allow for return as well. Again, because it's the idea of like trust, trust but verify, that kind of.
I put
kind of
my
thing.
trust
In
in you,
pushed as far as I can go.
Through all this, there's only one thing you should know.
Put my trust in you.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, but then again, Vince comes back, and Dom welcomes him back,
Mhm.
And then he says grace, which again, Vince saying grace is that
It's re-entering, yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, exactly, because it's leading a prayer in general, seen as
Hey, those are pretty meaty, so you're getting somewhere.
I'm sorry.
dude, that was wet.
That was nothing though.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, no. Every time this man moves minorly in his chair and shits himself. But
Oh no, that was my bottle clacking.
yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, no, there wasn't anything. But no, saying grace, because Dom talks earlier in the movie when him and Paul Walker's character are on the balcony. They talk about like their fathers, right? And Paul Walker says something very interesting. He says, "I don't remember my father. Like that's how little of an influence he had in his life. Like I don't even remember what he looks like," which is kind of crazy, because I don't. Maybe my brain is more geared towards. I'm really good at remembering faces, maybe not names, but certainly faces. And if I forget your face, you meant nothing, like absolutely nothing to me. Like you are a stranger, right? And so to me, that was kind of, I was like, damn.
Wait, it's like people always say, I don't remember names, I remember faces.
Right, but he doesn't even remember the face. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. And
Which
but
is-
Dom tells him about his father before his father died, and how he was just he was the guy who brought the whole like community together. And as long as you went to church, like you were welcome at their table, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And that's kind of I would say the ideal kind of American dream-esque kind of life. And that's why really, I think this is the most Western movie
I think
ever
you might
made.
be right.
Yeah.
I think
because there's a
I-
lot I have to say in that vein.
now that we're talking about that, I wonder if this is like just a massive like humanitarian piece. Because Right. So Vince comes back. Vince is like, hey, is there room for me on this job? I want to redeem myself. Dom says, there's always room for family. So even after him making that mistake, Vince comes back. But then in the same regards, like you were talking about loyalty. I mean, after Vince dies, Dom says, oh, I don't remember exactly what he says, but he does this a lot too. He's like, y'all can all make your own choices, but I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You can either join me or not, but I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after Vince dies, and basically Vince is willing to risk his own life against all of Reyes' people.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, that loyalty follows.
Yeah.
So it's almost like this insane amount of sacrifice that goes into this decision. And the reason I say this is this global, like, humanitarian piece possibly is if we take what that sacrifice is, right? The ideal behind that, and we take the idea that, what you were saying about if you go to church, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
If we welcome everybody and we're willing to sacrifice for everybody, then that's, again, what we've talked about before, the ultimate ideal.
Yeah. Well, and there is an early Christian thought where, and I believe Paul writes about this, and I wish that I thought about this beforehand because I could have found specifically which letter that was in. But there's the idea where when two Christian converts have a disagreement, first of all, you don't go to the pagan courts. You settle it in house for one, but that's for a multitude of reasons. But specifically, after they settle their differences, there's a feast, and there has to be one because specifically in ancient times, there's a reason it's called communion. It's that communal bonding together. Everybody produces something and everybody brings something to the table, literally.
Yeah.
And everybody's able to partake of that. And it's the ultimate sign of equality. Specifically, that was actually one of the reasons why the Jerusalem Council happened in the first place. Is because Jews and Gentiles weren't eating together at that communal banquet, which is a huge, huge sign of like inequality just amongst their groups. And so that's a really big factor, and that's why I think there's such an emphasis on, you come back in, but you have to say grace. You have to be at our table eating, because we don't let just like random strangers eat at your table. Not really. Not when you're having a gathering of loved ones, I would say. And so that's a really strong, and again, that's very central to Western living, just in general. I think that carries over even to today. In some aspects, and obviously, like I would say less religious in nature today, but that's certainly very meaningful,
right?
And to your point about sacrifice too, I think there's a reason why the axiomatic Western figure is one that bears his cross voluntarily and suffers everything for the ultimate ideal.
Right.
I think there's a reason why that story in particular became the fundamental foundation of our entire society.
No, and I agree. And we can take a look at the last scene where basically they're on the bridge about to leave San Rodrigo or whatever they're in, Rio de Janeiro. They're about to leave, and they have the safe
GTA city,
and they're leaving, and all these cops pull up, like too many. Too many, even for Dom. Mm-hmm. And Dom, over the walkie-talkie.
I like that.
I didn't hear it.
I'm not doing it again.
You will.
Oh.
Well,
He goes.
For those of you who didn't see, Kyle just did the Dom smile.
Yeah. No. Anyway.
But yeah, he goes with the walkie-talkie. He says, Brian, I got this. You're gonna be your father now. And Brian's like, no.
He turns into Caesar.
Yeah. but Dom unclips Brian's car, and Brian kind of drives off, and then Dom takes over and is totally again just about to sacrifice himself for Brian, for his family, and that sacrifice, is the ideal. But then Brian comes back and is willing to sacrifice himself, right?
And his family.
Yeah. And if Brian didn't come back, Dom would have died.
Yeah.
Because the guy, whoever it was, Ray's his right-hand man, had a gun out on Dom and was going to shoot him. And that would have been that.
Yeah.
But because Brian...
And it's also... You go ahead and make your point, because I want to point something out.
But Brian sacrifices himself as well.
Right.
But because of those two
potentially
sacrificing themselves for each other is why they succeed.
Yeah, and I think it's extremely hilarious when Brian shoots that guy, because the camera goes back on the 180 and you look and Brian's there with his car as if he just skirted in and jumped out. And you didn't hear a damn thing, and Vin Diesel did not react to it either. And neither did the guy with the gun. Brian's just there, and I thought that was hilarious.
Well, it's like in Black Widow, where the Quinjet's, obviously there.
Yeah.
And Black Widow's like, oh, so what'd you get for me?
Yeah.
For those of you who can't see
No. Oh, my God, dude. I can't. Please. There's another thing that I noticed in this film, which again, I'm approaching this movie as if it is the Western movie. Like, if there was somebody who is not, let's say there's a human.
Wait, who the fuck wrote that? Wait, who did that?
Did what?
That.
What does it say?
Read it.
No,
I can't read it. What does it say? I, Jake, am gay.
What is there to be
Who
ashamed
wrote
of
that?
Jake.
Was it you? Don't touch me.
No. Whoa.
Who was that?
Look, you don't have to be angry. This is a safe place.
I'm not. Hey, I got Office Depot girl. All right.
Okay.
Oh.
I just do not know who wrote that.
You better be making a move within a week or so.
I don't know who wrote that. Anyway, sorry, I just realized that.
Yeah.
And
the hell was I talking? Oh, so
it was Kyle.
What?
So I'm approaching this movie as if it, let's say there's a human being who was not raised in Western culture at all. Like, he has no Western cultural awareness at all. He's been on an island his whole fucking life, right? If he were to come
we're on an
to
island.
America, no, we're on a continent. If he were to come to America and he was like, "Yo, what is your culture about?" This would be one of the top movies that I would show him, because again, I think it encapsulates a lot about Western values in a very Western and ridiculous way, and I think that's actually kind of interesting, because one thing that I noticed in this movie is that there is not a single scene where the main characters ever fall into despair. And you got to think about what's happening in this movie so far, right? Or even just in the series, right?
Their best bud is dead. Right,
yeah, their best bud is dead at some point in the movie, but also before it even starts, Dom has said in the first one, he was like, "I am never going back to jail," because he went to jail for allegedly beating a guy to death who killed his father. And we only know it's alleged because of Fast 9 or F9, but again,
Fast 10.
he was in jail for, what was it, 3 years or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And he said, "I'm never going back again," right? So at the very end of Fast and Furious, he's on the bus and he's going back to jail. It's like a super, super low point, right? Especially for Dom. Now they break him out, and then they're on the run from the law. Their faces are everywhere. They can't go back into America at all. They're barely scrambling by. They're having to make a bunch of shady deals and stuff.
That's why they do this job at
Right.
the beginning of the film is because they're like, we don't have anything.
Right.
We are out of money.
Yeah, we're out of options.
We need to do something.
Yeah, but they don't sit around and bitch about it.
No,
it's
they don't.
Is the thing that I'm trying to.
Which is crazy
point.
because that's what Western ideology is right now. bitching about things.
Well,
Anyway, sorry,
I would
continue.
argue that's not Western.
Well,
that's
the West is doing it.
Marxist, but
Russia.
But I wrote here.
Marx.
I said there's a reason that so many people become resentful, because everyone you know is going to die, and so are you, and there's going to be a lot of pain on the way to death. Did I just see what I out of the corner of my eye?
She did it first. She took his
We're
hand and
moving-
did it.
Yeah, because he was like,
Stop.
How
handling your moves.
justify how do they feel? Juxtapose. How do they feel?
I
Well,
didn't
well,
like being
well-
connected like that.
Your tits were connected.
Well, Jake isn't wearing a bra, so
Yeah, fair enough.
I win.
All right, Jake, you have to put a bra on.
No.
Oh,
I can do that too.
you gotta squish
I
it
can't.
together.
I don't have enough hands.
This is
Kyle, can
reminding
you do it? Can you pull my shirt down, Kyle?
No.
Please?
No.
Chris, can you do it?
Yeah. No.
Please?
No.
Who's your mommy?
All right, look, I
Hey, $10.
think you both got nice titties.
But so I think the way to avoid falling into resentment is to treat every action as though it matters, and not just to the you of right now. It's not some like bodily pleasure that matters in the moment, and that doesn't just mean sex, you perverts.
Okay. Where were we?
Jesus. Okay. So okay, I'm just gonna. I can't remember if I even finished this thought or not, but I think the way to fall, the way to not fall into a life full of resentment, is to treat all your actions as though they matter, and not just to the you of now, but to the you of the near future as well as the distant. You have to consider all these iterations of yourself, and you act as though every single thing that you do matters, because it does. And there's no arguing that, and you can argue that in the grand scheme of things it doesn't matter because, and I know I've said this before, but sure, in a million years what you do isn't going to matter. Okay, yeah. In 1,000 years what you do is probably not going to matter. But what about in 100? That's could be realistic. What about in 10? What about next year? What about what you do right now? Does that have an effect on you tomorrow? Everything that you do matters. It's just a matter of perspective. And if you're so focused,
Do you hear that?
if you're so focused on some arbitrary time limit, look, almost nobody that has ever existed has been remembered more than the span of their lifetime, added to the end of their life, I should say. And that's just how things are. But that doesn't mean that your life doesn't matter. It just means that it matters now. And again, wheeling that back into Fast Five, I think that's a big part of what pushes everybody right there, because they are so focused on family is the thing that matters. That is the thing that matters, right? And I think that's pretty profound, because I think most people would agree with that. And again, it's in this version, it's the family that you make, and I think
That you make and that you are born with. That
both. Yeah, it's a combination for sure. But just by incorporating people who are not blood family, I think that message becomes even more profound. Because again, like I don't. There are not very many people on this planet whose careers matter more to them than their family or the people they consider their family. And you're hard pressed to find people who actually do think that, it specifically who are not in their 20s, I would say.
Yeah, usually when you get older, that kind of changes. Especially when you're so used to the same group of people, what you would consider to be your family.
well, I mean, humanity's selfish,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So as soon as they're no longer of value to you, it's bye.
Yeah. And I think that goes to show that Dom, much like his father, is a true family man. That Dom, much like his father, is a true family man.
Now, see, I turned it up so you didn't have to yell.
Yeah.
And then you yelled.
Yeah, I just took it as an insult.
It's not an insult. It's just called we want to gather the audio.
I'm a man. I need to do it right.
Okay.
Hey, you're married.
I think we may have lost track of what I said, because what you guys said was the exact opposite.
So, what did I say?
You guys essentially said that people just throw people aside when they get older, and I was making that is the exact opposite of reality.
I mean,
I don't know if I agree with that.
I think
they're both true. I think if you find, I think what this film is presenting is the family that sticks with you.
Okay, so another thing is that Dom constantly does things with his family. Like they're constantly achieving a purpose, together. But say like a dad who has a family and he's lived in the same town for his whole life. His grandfather has too. It's like if you're stuck in the same place doing the same thing, after a while you want more of yourself. You want more for yourself, and so you would
break your family up.
You would break
to get
yeah
what you want.
Well,
yeah, pretty much.
A lot of people.
If you're not fulfilling yourself with your family, then you're going to end up seeking your own fulfillment.
Yeah, well, a lot of people they take their own suffering and they try to amplify it, and they do that as a way of showing that the world is unjust. They say, "Oh, look at how much I'm in pain. Look at that. That means the world is terrible. Look, it's proof because my life is terrible." And I've said my first thought to that is, grow the hell up, and do something about it.
Oh yeah, like you said, maybe you, but somebody said, they're down in the dumps because they ain't got no money, but they do something about it.
Yeah.
So really, it really pisses me off when people are like, "Oh, life is so hard." It's like,
yeah,
bitch, get a job.
And we're not saying go rob a bank in Rio or anything.
Yeah. Well,
but
we're also not.
Again, that's
saying
why
not do that.
Again, that's why I'm saying this is like the most Western movie ever, because it is the common tale of the lowly peasant claiming something as his own and then rising to the occasion, becoming wealthy, or getting the girl, that kind of thing. It's a common Western tale because that's the values you want to instill into your children. Is that, look, you're not going to have everything perfect right now, but if you try to do something about it, maybe you can succeed, but you surely won't the other way.
I think also sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Part of the reason they're family is because this particular set of people kind of need Dom to guide them, because one of the guys, I can't remember his name, he was one of the ensemble cast, but one of the guys, as soon as he got his share of the money, he blew it all away at a casino.
Tigo.
Yeah.
Well, we actually don't know if he lost it all.
Regardless.
I don't know if he lost it all.
Well, still, the other, Dom and Brian and all of them, they put it toward, themselves. Brian puts it towards the baby and all of that. And they may, spend for themselves. I mean, it's $10 $11 million. Why wouldn't you? But the other people, except for, I forget the guy who basically opens up his own business.
Oh,
yeah. That was the guy from
Ludacris.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah. Which he is the only one besides the main guys who seem to have a good head on his shoulders. The rest of them basically just spend it on frivolous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they spend it all so that they can go back for the next movie.
Right.
But, yeah, no. I think that those people, if they were the leader of their own family, it would be much like what we were saying, that they would end up just kind of getting stuck in a rut, and then telling their family, "You're going to be exactly like this."
Well, and I think the reason that it doesn't happen, with Dom's family, with the Fast family, and with other families that are, quote unquote successful, is that everybody kind of realizes that everyone's going through some kind of shit.
Yeah.
The universe doesn't care, right? But also they all realize, hey, we're going through shit, but we're all putting in the work to get out of it.
Mhm.
You know, like it's like the thing. It's like, you know, you don't eat all your veggies. Oh, there's starving kids in Africa. You know, and once you can kind of realize that, oh shit, there are starving kids in Africa, and you learn to accept the situation that you're in and gain opportunity from that, or see opportunity in that to progress.
Yeah.
Is when you get Dom's family.
Yeah, and it's a lot of not taking things for granted, because especially now, people don't realize like how much of a miracle just everything is around us,
Dude,
right? The
life-
fact, look,
Mm.
people go to jobs that they don't like to go work at a place that probably has poor pay, probably has poor work conditions in some aspects, and they go and work their ass off so that you can have the fucking lights on in your house and bitch about why the world is so unjust to you. Okay, it's a miracle that things actually operate successfully, and it really pisses me off when people bitch and complain about why the world's terrible, and then the
don't do
solutions
jack
that,
shit about it.
and then that, but also it is very difficult to get something right. Then it is far easier to get something wrong, and the fact that anything works at all is a goddamn miracle.
Mhm.
And it really frustrates me when people are like, oh, well, we should tear all of our systems down because, they're resulting in some, in some inequality of some sorts. And that, therefore, the entire system's a bust. It's like, how about we do what rational people do and we address specific things in a system that is clearly working?
Well,
Like-
right, instead of a complete
Yeah, you don't-
overhaul.
Yeah, you get in a minor fender bender, you don't throw out your whole goddamn car. You go fix the fucking bumper, you dumbass. God.
Oh, Kyle's upset.
Yeah,
But I agree 100%. And that's also this. We're kind of getting away from the core we're talking about. But I think it all kind of wraps back up into it. Is it pisses me off? When it pisses me off that the government is giving out stimulus checks and shit and paying for like basically.
He's opening up a pack right next to the mic.
I didn't mean to.
And I'm not saying this is all people, but like there are jobs out there, like hella jobs out there right now, like so much so that
There's a really high demand.
yeah. But then we got lazy ass people sitting on their fucking asses.
Well, the incentive structure is all wrong right now.
Well, yeah, right, because people are getting paid more to do jack shit.
Yeah,
which kind of pisses me off too, because that's my goddamn tax money. And I'm working, and you're not. You're getting paid more than me.
well, it sucks too. There's that. Oh fuck. What
Jeez.
sucks too is that the thing is, if I wasn't ideologically against the idea of that, I 100% would, because I could make more
What's that?
money from not working right now
White cheddar.
than I could from working right now.
White cheddar.
Which kind of sucks, because if you incentivize people to not pull their weight, nobody moves anything.
Hello,
And then-
communism. Are you home?
and then everything stagnates, because the thing is that economies don't just freeze. They always move forward or back. There is no stalling. So when you stagnate, you're going back, because there are competitors in the world who are not stalling. So it's kind of a dumbass thing to do in
And look,
general.
I'm not saying Jeff Bezos is a great guy, right? Right?
Maybe you're entering a hot topic.
I
at the
know.
moment.
Fuck
Like,
him.
right.
Nose rings.
But at the same
hot
time,
topic.
I was like, shit. Jeff Bezos, he did put in the work to be worth, $22 billion. Or
Hey,
whatever.
he did an
Probably
F9. He went to space.
He did.
He saw that movie. He said, "I'm gonna do that."
All I'm saying, again, may not be the greatest guy. Yeah, sure, he should. Well, define should, but it'd be nice for him to, support, people who are in need, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like I can't be mad because he went to space.
Well,
Disappointed, maybe, but shit, the man did it. The man did his job. He made his money.
I'm be straight honest. Coolest thing in my life, because I think that's actually a greater feat than NASA going to the moon. Specifically because I didn't have to pay for it. I mean, and obviously I wasn't alive then, but just in general, Jeff Bezos going to space didn't cost anybody in America anything. The only people who paid for it got something in return, which is a product that they were
because
offering.
you bought from Amazon.
And you know what?
Which I guarantee you, more than 90% of the people who are who are reposting the same posts on their Instagram stories about how Jeff Bezos is a bad guy because he went to space and didn't contribute to starving kids.
Dude,
First off,
honestly,
you didn't care about the fucking shit that he has done to his employees until it just became a hot topic right now.
Nose rings.
Secondly,
Yeah.
what was my
Gauges.
second part?
Oh, they're probably also, but
Oh, yeah, no.
they're
They're
sitting
waiting on their Amazon
on their
deliveries.
fucking bed,
Yeah.
gaining like 30 pounds because they ain't doing
You're talking
shit.
shit about Jeff Bezos,
Talking shit about
and
Jeff
then your
Bezos
next tab, in your very
is
next tab, you got Amazon. You got
Buying more
Amazon.
fucking nose rings and cheesy poofs.
On Amazon.
Hey,
Cheesy
I'm here to
moves.
attack you,
Yeah.
alright? I'm
And
not your
look,
friend.
Again, it's not that
I'm your family.
It's
Also-
not that I disagree that it's a very frivolous thing, but at the same time,
That's
it's
kinda
like,
Go see here. The
Kinda
thing is,
cool.
the thing is that I actually disagree with that because
I
when
don't
you-
think
when
it's
you-
a frivolous thing.
right. Well, when you
Hey,
what-
shit. All I'm
No,
saying is
listen.
if I had $1 billion, I'd be going to fucking space too.
yeah. Well, also think about this, right? You're lowering the cost because you're having private companies compete and outbid each other. You're lowering the cost of space travel, and there are talks about what to do if you're worried about the environment. Launching all of our excess fucking nuclear waste and shit into space, being able to do that cheaply, being able to do that for other emissions of some sort, being able to do that with garbage. Oh, I'm sorry, you're mad because Jeff Bezos is trying to privatize a business and make money off of it, lower the cost of it so that he can clean up the goddamn environment. I guess you don't care about climate change.
Well, again, it's one of those things where it's like if you think about it for a few seconds and it's like, oh, here's what I'll say.
It's the same
Guys,
thing that happened
if
with
we're
fucking
running-
airplanes.
If we're running out of oxygen, just go to like Mars or some shit, grab some, come back. That easy. Mars is a planet too. All I'm saying.
well,
There's plenty of oxygen in the ocean.
in the
Just
past,
grab that.
I believe
I actually have a
since-
really great idea for that.
It's
I
H2O.
believe
It's
since
got oxygen.
since the SpaceX launch, I believe the price for getting a kilo into space has gone down 44%. Meaning, like every pound that it takes to go into space right now costs 44% less than when it was government ran.
Abolish the government.
That's
what this
I'm
movie's
not. No,
about.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I did. I'll say it. I ain't afraid.
I'm not afraid.
You don't need government when you have family.
Well, actually, fair enough. People got by with their families in local communities.
and the family expands into government.
That's true. That's where we got kings.
Yep.
I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Is it good?
No, but
No.
What would you say is the best Assassin's Creed game?
Two.
Brotherhood.
Really?
Isn't that Brotherhood?
Isn't
Well, there's 2, Brotherhood and then Revelations. That whole trilogy, hands down, best.
All right, we got to wrap this up, guys.
Better than Black Flag, yes.
No. Incorrect. Ew. All right, guys.
I did not.
I like
rap
how
for
we
us.
got so off topic at the end. Well, again, it's a movie about the West, so it's important.
All right, so a couple things. Number one, big symbol is Dom's Challenger that Hobbs destroys.
Oh, the car.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the space shuttle.
Another thing. Here's the thing, guys. So near the beginning of the movie,
teachers on it.
The Rock, Hobbs is like doing like check this off, check. He says check everything short of a goddamn space shuttle.
Oh shit! They were
hyping that up.
what is that called? Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
I wanted to say flash
Oh, hey,
forwarding,
hey,
and I was like,
hey.
no, that's not
So
it.
you guys think that Kevin Feige's on top of shit, bro?
Vin
yeah.
fucking Diesel.
Vin Diesel
Vin Gasoline, my man.
has been like planning
Vin
this shit.
Petrol, if you're watching Get in UK.
Has been planning this
No,
shit
we're like,
all
Vin
along.
Petrol.
Motherfuck playing for them to go out of space. And guess what? They checked it off.
Yeah.
And then went to
Oh,
space.
so I did a little bit of researching before this, but what? Where did you come from?
Angela's here.
Oh.
She creeped around the secret entrance.
Oh wait, you
My
live here.
butthole.
Sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, so apparently 10 is going to be divided in 2 parts, and it's apparently the actual finale of the franchise.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be 13. But also, Dwayne Johnson's leaving.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, they're possibly going to do... No, they are going to do another Hobbs and Shaw movie.
But without Hobbs, so it's just going to be
Is Hobbs not going to be in
It's
it?
going to be Ann Shaw.
Yeah,
I haven't-
God damn it, I was just going to say
I haven't
that.
even seen Hobbs and Shaw. Is it good?
Oh, I like Hobbs and Shaw.
I saw...
It's Idris Elba. It's a lot of fun.
You know,
Yeah.
Idris Elba in anything is phenomenal.
Hey,
Like,
so is Denzel
I
Washington.
mean,
oh, yeah.
the
no,
Gunslinger movie was okay only because he was in it.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, I didn't see
Other
Dark
than that-
Tower. I heard it was really bad. I guarantee you, Idris
Compared to
Elba
the books, it
Elba
wasn't good. No.
was fucking amazing. You know?
No.
All right.
I would just
Fucking-
watch Thor recently, and I didn't even realize that Idris Elba was in it.
If-
That's how underused he was.
If
What?
there could be a
Yeah,
miniseries,
Heimdall is like my
He's-
favorite character.
He's completely underused. I'm like, this man is like probably one of the best actors out there right now.
If
And
they're-
you're having him say like,
Dude, he
5
screams
lines.
so hard that he breaks the ice, dude.
Yeah,
Come
he
on,
goes,
man. All right. Explosions. There weren't that many, actually.
There were a good bit.
well,
That guy with the 2 grenades.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
it's
I was
weird.
gonna say
about
the
that.
car
Because it's like,
yeah.
oh no, one grenade cuts to Hobbs, cuts back to that guy. Oh, no,
no,
2
2
grenades.
I'll give it a 4. I give it a 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably agree. Because there's no like moment that I'm going like, boom, oh, some guy exploded.
Yeah, it wasn't a Michael May,
No.
Michael Bay movie.
Michael May.
Michael May.
That's his more environmentally conscious brother.
Michael May.
Yeah, he doesn't use cars.
Yeah.
Bling bling.
They explode.
also-
May.
Michael May was the main character in E.T. That's why he was riding a bike.
Michael May also oddly looks like Bob Odenkirk. Not sure why.
Why does that name sound familiar?
It's
He's,
nobody Better Call Saul.
He's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see nobody.
So yeah. Anyway, 4 out of 5 on the.
He's
Radio
Mr.
Nasco.
Show too, but not many people know that show. It's really good.
Mr. Sh-
You know that show? It's a fucking good show.
No, I don't know that show, but I was pointing at you
Oh.
because
You know what I do know? I want to hear your thoughts on that last little rant we had. Send that over to PacinoPodcast@gmail.com. Let us know. We want to
Bro,
hear.
I
it.
just
Hey,
had a
if
job
you're-
Fuck you
interview.
guys for not emailing us. You
If
guys
you're-
suck.
If you're an artsy, you'll be getting an email soon. Actually, if you're
From you?
no, guy I know. If you
The Rock?
are one of our artsy fans, how about you draw us a picture of what Michael May looks like?
Deshaun, I'm looking at you.
Yep.
Pacino Pod Twitter.
Actually, draw us a new cover art. We need a new.
Yeah, we need that.
You know what?
We need
Competition
that.
time, baby.
Yeah, competition time.
Yeah, $10.
Well,
Or they get to be featured.
we'll put your name on it.
They need
In-
some kind of incentive. We don't have to actually go through.
I'll tell you what. The more you do it, the more Chris raps.
Okay.
That's true.
You ready?
Speaking
I didn't
of,
write anything for this, which is going to mean it's a genuine freestyle. All right. Riding with the car seat, cause I got the family. I got the yogurt, cause I got the family. I need to pack my kids' lunch, cause I got the family. I need to stop rhyming words with family. Oh no, here comes Shaw, and here comes Hobbs. I'm gonna eat this corn on the cob,
Family.
because I'm making barbecue for my family. I just said I wouldn't rhyme a word with family, but here I go again. I'm going to church, and I'm praying on my knees, and I'm getting a bird. I don't know what that is. I know that it rhymes with bird, so I'm making a birdhouse word.
Family.
I'm making it with my mom and with my dad. I know my
Family.
dad died, and that made me kind of sad. So I'm filling his shoes. They're a little too big for me. I wear a size 10. He wears a size Tennessee.
Family.
Tennessee is big, but not as big as Texas. Yeah.
Texas?
Yo, did you guys like my?
I just
I could.
I know. I started laughing
so
too.
hard.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Stout and Saurkraut, guys.
Stout and Saurkraut.
Stout and Saurkraut.
I don't think teachers are heroes.